Hi everyone, we're Sarah and Patrick Bradshaw with Bradshaw Oxygen.
And we're here to show you how to safely care for your oxygen equipment.
Always follow your manufacturer instructions.
Perform all maintenances at your own risk.
And as always, please remember to always unplug your concentrator before performing any sort of maintenance. Enjoy the video.
Hey everybody, this is Patrick Bradshaw with Bradshaw Oxygen. I get a lot of requests for this video in particular. How do we use a non-Invacare oxygen concentrator with a home fill compressor that's made by Invacare? So today I have an air sep intensity just for an example. Again, you can take any make and model and do this. You're going to connect the tubing to the front port. Before I get into what's going on over here, let me just show you this real quick. If you directly connect your tubing to the front, you're going to see your flow meter ball drop down to the bottom because the oxygen can't go anywhere. So what I do, see that ball dropping, is I'll take something sharp, I'll poke a few holes in here. That way I can get some flow. And look at that, our concentrator is already kicking over to filling. You can also dangle the tubing onto the port. So as long as your flow meter ball is not dropped down to the bottom and it is floating up somewhat, you're getting oxygen into the compressor. You may have to play with it a little bit to dial it in to get it to go green filling. It will in the beginning also dance back and forth, yellow, green, until you get that thing dialed in. So after we poked our holes, our ball is not dropping, it's kind of staying where it should be. You want to maybe leave it at about 3 or 4. Next, I'm going to show you where to connect the tubing on the HomeFill compressor. Okay, next, and by the way, I meant to tell you guys, you can get this tubing from Ace Hardware. I believe it's a 1/4 inch in diameter. So there's a plastic connector here on the side. We took that off for this video, and what you'll be left with is just this little tube right here. That's how your oxygen gets into the compressor. So you're going to take your tubing and you're going to shove it in there, maybe about a 1/2 inch or an inch. Just enough to where it's not popping back off. We still got our tubing over here that I punctured some holes in. You do hear some oxygen leaking, but again, the oxygen is still going to flow into the compressor and get into your tank. So that's basically all you're doing. You can run it through the hole right there where we took out the plastic connector and put your cover back on, but that's basically how you do that. And again, guys, you will have to play with this and dial it in since it wasn't designed for what we're doing here. All right, guys, now that we got everything hooked up the way we want it, if you guys have any questions, you can always reach out to me. Also, before I forget, 10 liters, you're probably going to have better luck doing this when it's set at about 4 or 5 liters. On the 5-liter concentrators, of course, you want to be at about 1.5 to 2 liters. Remember, the lower your flow, the higher your oxygen purity and vice versa. There's no quick way to do this. This is a low and slow process, but it's free oxygen, so why not? So yeah, anything that you guys can think of, you can always call me, 828-380-6287, and I love to hear ideas about videos. So feel free to reach out anytime. Thank you so much for watching.